Hey YouTube, this is Raj, and today I'm going to be talking about bookshelves and how they interact with enchanting tables. So this is something that you may not think about as a huge priority. Obviously, you just have to place a certain amount of bookshelves around an enchantment table, but I am going to go through details so you completely understand how this works. And I'm going to have a horrible time coming up with a title for this video because I don't know how to title this. Anyways, why don't we get started? Let's talk about enchantment tables and bookshelves. Now, if you're not familiar with how this works, you basically need 15 bookshelves around an enchantment table to get the maximum level enchantment. And the things to consider with this is there's certain rules with this, so you basically have to have it 2 blocks away. The maximum height is 2. As you can see, there are glyphs traveling from the bookshelves into, there's one, the bookshelves into the enchanting table, so you can't block the bookshelves or else you won't get the benefit of the bookshelves into the enchantment. So it's kind of weird how this interacts with the enchantment tables and the bookshelves, but it's important to understand that you definitely need bookshelves around an enchantment table. So if you're kind of debating about, oh yeah, I don't really need that many, I'm going to go through some tables that'll explain this information. So here is the number of bookshelves, the minimum level in the top slot. So the top slot is the lowest of the enchantments, I would say. The maximum level in the bottom slot, so that's the highest enchantment. So at level 0, at the number of bookshelves of 0, you get the minimum level is 1 and the maximum level is 8. There are a lot of bookshelves here, so I'm just gonna quickly go through this. At 5 it's 1, and then it goes all the way up to 15 already. And 10 is 2 and 23. And 15 is 2 and 30. So if you're not familiar with this, basically what it means is the enchantment level you need in order to do the top item. So you need 30 enchantment levels in order to do the top enchantment. The other thing to understand is how that works is when you get 30 enchantment versus, let's say, 8 at the bottom, there's a big difference in the enchantments you can get from the enchantment table. Okay, so this is another table, and this shows kind of what I just said. So basically the enchantment range. So number of bookshelves, the level of range of the top slot, so obviously that's the bottom enchantment, the level range of the middle slot, so the middle one, and the level range of the bottom slot or the top level enchantment. So as you can tell, at 0 it's 1 to 2, the middle one is 1 to 6, and the bottom one is 1 to 8. So that really sucks at 0 because there's not a huge range there. Now let's look at 5. So 1 to 5, 3 to 11, and 10 to 15. So there's a bit of a difference between each one, but there's not a huge difference between each one. So let's look at 10. So 10 is 2 to 7, 5 to 16, and 20 to 23. So the top level enchantment is pretty good in that one. And then 5 to 16 and 2 to 7. And let's look at 15. So 2 to 10, 6 to 21, and 30 to 30. So it's pretty useful to have 15 bookshelves because you get a better enchantments. So here are the different ways that you can actually organize your bookshelves. So this is the most common way. You basically surround it, and there are 15 bookshelves here. I believe there's one there, but that's the most common way to do an enchanting table. You can also do this kind of arrangement, so you can use more of a corner, and then you can put the enchantment table there, and there are 15 books there. So what I'm going to do, just to show you an example, is I have a book. Well, I have books, multiple, not just one. So I'm just going to quickly go through and do some tests to show you the difference with a level 31. So as you can tell, I have projectile protection, loyalty, and luck of the sea. Let's do luck of the sea. So impaling 4 is pretty good. Feather falling is okay. Falling. Both of those are pretty decent enchantments. So piercing's pretty good too. But as you can see, there are... Maybe there's a better way I can show this. So let's take out 2 of them. Let's see what the difference is. So Depth Strider 3. Depth Strider is still pretty good, but you can see that it takes an enchantment level of 28 to use this enchantment. So that's just from 2 less. And then let's see, it took 2 more out, and you can see 24. So, and then you can see 16, so that's a pretty big difference. And the enchantment at the top is not very good. Knockback 1. So I'm just going to quickly also explain why it's important to have a level 30 enchantment. Because the way it works for the enchanting table is basically there's this equation. It's very complicated, but it takes the enchantability of an item, so certain items are more enchantable than others, and it also takes that base level enchantment level, so level 30, and then it adds that to a bunch of numbers involved in the enchantability, and there's random integers, and eventually it picks the items. So basically, if you have a higher level enchantment if you have more enchantment, if you have more bookshelves adjacent to the enchanting table, it increases the enchantment level for the maximum. So at the maximum level, you're more likely to get better enchantments because you have a higher chance of having a higher number and getting an enchantment level that has a higher power. So I hope that was useful in understanding that. So I hope that it helped you understand why it's important to have 15 bookshelves around your enchantment tables. So this is part of my continuing effort to understand enchanting in Minecraft. It's obviously very complicated. There's a lot of things involved in enchanting tables, anvils, and the enchantments itself, and also the cost. So I'm going to be going into a lot of detail in a lot of different categories. So this was a part of that, and hopefully if you're interested, you can check out the other videos to understand how enchanting works. So if you're interested in this video and you liked it, please give me a like. If you want me to keep producing content, you can give me a subscribe. If you just want to leave a comment, I'd appreciate that. And stay classy, YouTube. This is Raj.